this exercise might help you a lot. So feel free to come in here and, tell us a little bit about how you experience stress. What I find is after I had a rabies vaccination, which ultimately turned out that I didn't need to have, but my doctor said I should really get it, so I listened to them. I don't know why. Well, maybe I do know why, right? Because I can't teach about this if I didn't have it, right? Something happened with the vaccine and activated my central nervous system, and now I have like an anxiety disorder. I didn't have it before the vaccine. I have it now. So, but what I've learned since then, and that was about 2 years ago, so what I've learned about it now is how to manage it and how to deactivate it. And I'm going to share that with you if you want to know. So things like, and when we're looking at things like manifestation, and we worry about central nervous system activations and anxiety, this can knock us off our game as well. So it doesn't matter at this point if you have it just in general in life, if it's in business, if it's around money, if it's around relationships, it doesn't matter. The topic of situation is irrelevant. The fact is that whatever situation for you is strenuous, is tension related, okay? If it activates your central nervous system, you need to know how to deactivate it, right? And so what I've come to learn is it's very simple. You probably already know how to do it. We're just not doing it, quite frankly. So when we go into those moments where we are triggered, the trigger happens. The central nervous system is activated. It's a fight or flight response, right? You're in the middle of the argument. You're in the middle of the situation, and your central nervous system is on fire. Your adrenals are lit, and you're either going to fight it or flight it, right? Afterwards, we're still heightened. And what happens is a lot of people who have anxiety, that's what happens. We get stuck in the fight or flight. And when you're stuck in fight or flight, or, a trauma response, which is, being stuck in fight or flight, all of that can contribute to pain in your body, discomfort, further anxiety, your inability to manage emotions, right? It extends beyond just the fight or flight stage. And what happens is when you're in a chronic stress situation that has not been addressed, it's like you're constantly in this fight or flight heightened state of awareness, right? That's a lot of adrenaline. That's a lot of energy. And that can really impact you on all levels, right? It can body, right? I had body pain. This was 10 years ago. I had lower back pain that was so excruciating that I could not walk. I could not stand up straight, and I could barely move. And I saw chiropractors, I saw healers, and I was moving energy on my own. And my chiropractor was finally like, I think we might have to send you to an orthopedist, not an orthopedist, an ortho. I don't know the whole name, an ortho. And, get your back looked at. And I was like, there's no way. Because I know it's not a bone issue. I know it was not a disc issue. I knew it was up in here. I knew it was energetic or, being under chronic stress all the time. So long story short with that, I developed a process to help me clear that back issue, and it worked. There you go. That's the short of the long of it. Okay. It worked. And the point of that is it's not physical. It is emotional, or it is mental. It is being in these high states of heightened energy, these heightened states of adrenal responses for a long chronic period of time that we have not addressed. which turns into situations like my back, or turns into situations like PTSS. And then it doesn't show up. That's it's the fun part. It doesn't show up for like years later. And then it's really hard to track. So when you're in that fight or flight stage, this is how I explain it. You're already in this heightened stage. And then you have something else that happens. And that flips a switch. And that sends you into like a rocket, right? Into an adrenal response, into a central nervous system response. And it's like, the adrenaline is pumping. It's, fear in the chest, tightness in the chest, can't breathe, the whole thing. You're all just rattled, right? And then after that situation or altercation, you're removed from it, but you still have some of those symptoms. They're still it's hard to disconnect from that system, from that energy, to get into your parasympathetic nervous system, to calm it all down. So there's two things that I want to share with you. And let me know if you're watching this. Head on over to Instagram. I can't see any Facebook comments. Head on over to Instagram and let me know if this is you, or if you've experienced any of this. Because what I'd like to do is walk you through a process to, number one, quickly activate your parasympathetic nervous system to help you get out of that fight and flight when that happens. And the second, release some of that energy that gets triggered and sends you over into that heightened response. So really quickly, I can't tell if this stream is working or not, but really quickly, so the way we can activate the vagus nerve, or vagus nerve, depending upon how you pronounce it, is really simple. And you're going to have to bear with me because I'm actually holding my phone with the arm, and you need two hands for this. So I'm going to show you with one of my hands, but I want you to imagine that, we're doing this with two, okay? So the first thing to do is to activate your vagus nervous system. The physical way to do it, and I do it energetically as well, I'll share that with you too, is you're going to put both hands behind your head, like so. And you're going to have to imagine my other hand is over here because I'm holding the camera, okay? And then I have a video on this on TikTok too, so if you want that, let me know. You can have a link and you can download it. You're going to sit like this, eyes straight, and then you're going to just simply shift your eyes to the left. That's it. Head straight forward, just your eyes go to the left. And you're going to hold it here until your body responds with there it is, like a yawn or a deep breath, okay? And then you're going to do the same exact thing on the other side. And I don't have an arm for that, okay? So, and then you're just going to imagine my arm is there. Keep your eyes straight at first, and then shift them to the right. And you're just going to hold them there until you yawn. Take a deep breath like that, okay? That could take you, and I've been doing this for a really long time, so it only takes me 15 seconds. But if you're really new to this, it could take you up to a minute. Just hold your eyes there until it activates. And the more you do it, the quicker it will happen. And that's how you activate your parasympathetic nervous system. That starts to decline the fight or flight response. You're moving into out of the central nervous system into the parasympathetic. So how do I do this really quickly? I do a lot of energy work with the body, with the form itself. And after we do this a couple of times, and I used to do it every day for 30 days, at that point, the body, for me, you can try this for yourself, but for me, is trained into activating its parasympathetic nervous system. It knows how to do it. So when I'm in a heightened state, I can simply say to myself, okay, Body Deva, at the level of your higher self, activate your parasympathetic nervous system now, and then it becomes activated. I don't even have to do the whole thing. right? When that doesn't work, when I make the request and, maybe I'm just in too much of a heightened state, then I'll do the physical thing and help it along. But I've been able to just ask the body to do things and it shifts. So when you work on it, keep working on it, and it'll activate for you, okay? The other piece is how do we release some of this energy now? So we've activated the parasympathetic nervous system. We've kind of come off that central nervous system activation high, that fight or flight response. We're in the parasympathetic, but you still might be having energy around it. There still may be an energy self, if you will, who is still not calm, right? So when we do this, now I do this two ways. First, I would do a traumatized self wound retrieval. That we would have to do in a one-to-one though. I can't do in a live stream. But I would work with you on that. It only takes one session to really walk you through that entire process. But for the moment when you're in this heightened state, and let's say your chest is still tight, or you're starting to get a headache, or your neck hurts, or your back is still hurting, I'm just going to invite you, and you could do it now. And remember, I can't see comments, so hop over to Instagram if you're trying to talk to me. Okay, so just take a moment now to close your eyes. And especially if you're in a heightened state. If you're not in a heightened state, you can use it later, right? But if you're in a heightened state of panic right now, or you have tightness in your chest or anxiety that's creeping up, then this would be a moment to do this now. Or you can save this for later when you are in a heightened state. But just close your eyes just for a moment and locate in your body. So you're just going to do a little bit of a scan. Locate in your body where that tension is, right? So when I get into a fight or flight response, mine is usually in my chest. It goes straight here because I'm asthmatic also. So my lungs get tight, my chest gets tight. So that's where I go. But a lot of people have like back pain, or they'll have headaches or neck aches. Let me know where yours is. And just tune in. Just close your eyes and tune in and feel where you might have any constriction. And then with your awareness, breathe into your center line. And we call this the divine line. It comes down the front of the spine, glues onto the front of your spine, goes out through the earth, loops back up to source, and then comes back in. And we want to sit in it right in our heart center, gluing that divine line onto the front of the spine, and then bringing all of our energy and awareness inside it. And your body already knows, you and your body already know how to do that. So you just have that intention of breathing in and pulling all of your energy into your heart space. That should work. And then when you have that area, that tightness, when you can find that constriction, the tightness, the breath, if you will, we're going to invite you to drop your attention and your awareness into that area. So let's say you have back pain. Drop your awareness actually into the pain in your back. Like you're literally sitting, observing the pain in your back, but from within your body. Or just bring your attention to it. You're putting your focus on it. There you go. So just notice as you do that, things already start to shift. You're bringing your attention to it. You're bringing your focus and awareness to it. So ordinarily, this is an area that would be ignored. So you're bringing it to it. And I want you to breathe here for a few seconds. Just breathe into this space. And notice, just by looking at it, just by putting your attention on it, things are already starting to move. And then with your next inhale, we're going to invite you to ask it, what do I need to do here in order for this to release? That's it. You're not waiting for a question. You're not waiting for an answer. You're just putting your attention on the panic, the attention on the physical pain, or not even the pain, the nervousness, the tightness in the chest. You're just dropping in. You're observing it. You're putting light on it. You're putting your focus on it. You're putting your attention on it. And just by doing that, it starts to shift. It starts to move. Because again, these are pieces that we usually ignore. But now we're coming in and we're saying, I'm giving you the attention. I'm putting light on this. I'm putting my focus on this. And it already starts to move around. So the next question then begets, what do I need to do to release this? And there you go. And notice that the moment you ask that question, you don't even have to know the answer. The moment you even ask that question, things start to move even more. Let me know if you can feel that for yourself here on Instagram. Unfortunately, I can't see comments on Facebook, so you'll have to pop on over here. But if you're here, come in and say hi and tell me if you can sense it, if you can feel it. If you're here a little late, let me know that too. We'll start the exercise again. And just breathe. Now, if you do get an answer from that energy, from that space, that's perfect, right? What do I need to do to release it? And you actually get an answer. Phenomenal. Do that. Sometimes what you'll find in these spots of anxiety is what I call little selves, little energy aspects of self that have been unattended to. And if you have a little self, let me know. We can help that little self out. The first thing I like to do with a little self is, do I have comments here? I can't even see. Oops. I gave you a wave. Watch, Maurice. That was completely by accident. I'm trying to find the comment session. Oh, okay. All right. I guess I can't find it. Maybe nobody's commenting. So we take these little aspects of self. And what I like to do is I like to activate what I call healing streams of light, healing streams of soul, healing streams of source. So I just like to say I'm activating healing streams of light, of source, of whatever you want to call it. And then I allow God, source, creator, higher self to decide if I need a soul stream of light, from my soul, or if I need a source stream that comes directly from source. I let them decide what stream we actually need for these pieces. And then I ask that this healing stream come in and around that little piece that maybe answered you, or that little piece that's still tight in your chest, or that little piece that's stuck in your back, or your knee, or your foot, or your head. And those healing streams do have healing light to them. But before we can actually clear it, we need to talk to the little self. We need to know what it needs in order to release. And sometimes all it wants is just to be noticed. Like, I'm here and you're not paying any attention to me. Or sometimes it just wants a hug. Or sometimes it just wants, something like totally unexpected. So just take a moment to imagine this little piece wrapped in this healing stream and ask it what you can do for it. And then with your imagination, sense, see, perceive with your imagination. Do it. Let's say I just need a hug. I need to be told that everything is okay, that I'm protected, that I'm safe. I need to know that there's somebody here who's watching over me, who cares for me, who loves me, who wants me to succeed. And just with your imagination, wrap it in a beautiful pink blanket. Sparkles, iridescent. And then give that piece what it wants. And just keep breathing. And as you put your attention on it, keep focusing, keep doing whatever it is that it's asking for. Keep breathing. And allow it to release. And sometimes when you do this exercise, you might feel a little bit of tremoring. Like, so sometimes when I heal a trauma piece like that, like my bottom lip might quiver, your body might shake. You might get burps. They're always fun. This is all just an indication that this energy, this trauma is releasing from the body. Here you go. Keep breathing. In and out, just focusing on putting your attention on that little and what it needs. That's it. Bring it in. The majority of times when we go into a fight or flight response, we are not thinking about what this little needs. We're reacting to its pain. And it's setting off anxiety. In this fight or flight, and then when we come down, sometimes it takes a while. It could take hours. So instead of waiting hours to diffuse this little piece, what we're inviting you to do is say, okay, I'm in fight or flight. I have a little piece. Let me go check it out. Let me go see what that's all about. Because if you leave it unattended, it'll stay there for hours until you calm down, right? Until your vagus nerve is activated. And then if you still didn't address it, you go into that, what I call exhausted state. After you have a panic attack, you're on the other end of it. You're just exhausted. Because you've been in fight or flight for like hours. That's exhausting. So instead of being completely and entirely exhausted after having a central nervous system activation or a trauma response or, getting into a fight or flight stage, right? This is the time where we go inward. We go in. Instead of ignoring it and pushing it away and then allowing it to embed itself in our body, in our mind, in our psyche. Instead, what we're inviting you to do is go in and put your attention on it. Put your focus on it. Allow it to release. Allow it to heal. Give it what it asks for. So again, if you've just joined us, we just did a release exercise for a central nervous activation or a trauma response. If you're here and you'd like to go through it again, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, if you're on Facebook, I cannot see your comments. You have to come here to Instagram because this is where we're streaming. But feel free to ask. I don't see any comments. So if you guys are commenting, let me just test this out and see if this is working. Oh yeah, okay, I can see comments. I can see my comment. And again, central nervous system activations can be a trauma response. You go into a trigger that you're unaware of, or you go into an altercation with someone else who happens to trigger you into a fight or flight response. that can activate not just your whole central nervous system, but it'll activate your adrenal systems. It'll, set your entire body on fire. It can initiate anxiety or panic attacks, right? So it's really important, like, what do we do with it, right? So we activate the vagus nerve or the vagus nerve, which we did earlier, and we move ourselves immediately out of the fight or flight response and into the parasympathetic nervous system. That's enough to shift the energy a little bit, but sometimes if we have a little wounded self that hasn't been addressed, right? That's trauma. We have a little trauma self that hasn't been addressed. Then that extension of that fight or flight response or that central nervous system activation can continue on for hours. I think the last time that I had a response was, it lasted literally like 3 to 4 hours. I could not activate I didn't know how to activate my parasympathetic nervous system. And by the time it settled, I was so exhausted, I couldn't do anything afterwards. Can I see it again? Shelly. Okay, hi, Shelly. Nice to see you. What do you need to see again? Let me know. I don't know what it is. Do you need the vagus nerve activation? Do you need the exercise to find the little person? What is it that we need? Hi. It's good to see you. And again, let me know as soon as you can, because I am holding this with my arm. I'm starting to get tired. Hold on, let me see if I can brace it against the pillow. The exercise, okay. So let's do the exercise again. Is anybody right now having, feeling like you're in a chronic stress place right now, or that your central nervous system is activated, or you're in a fight or flight response? Anybody in that situation right now? Let us know now, because as we walk it through, we can put a little extra attention. Yes, okay. Okay, cool. Well, not cool. I'm sorry that you're in that space, Olivia, but cool. We'll do it again, okay? All right, so this is what we do when we're activated. The first thing I'm going to invite you to do is activate your parasympathetic nervous system, okay? And activate your vagus nerve. And we could do that many ways. What I like to do, again, I have one arm, so you have to imagine that I'm using two arms when we do this exercise. Hand behind the head. Here we go. Two hands. Both hands should be behind your head like this. Okay? And just with your eyes, okay? Just with your eyes, move it to the left. And you're going to hold it there until the body responds. And the body usually will respond, like that. It'll usually respond with a yawn or a deep in-breath in. And you're literally going to wait there. I don't want to do it again because I keep yawning on this live stream. You shift your eyes to the left. You hold them there. It could take up to a minute or two, depending upon how activated you are. And when that does activate, and you can let me know if it does or not. When that does activate, then you shift it. You do the same thing to the other side. You're going to go to the other side. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to wait a minute or two until the body responds. And it'll usually respond with a yawn. Or a deep breath in. And that is an immediate way just to pull your energy out of that heightened trauma response, out of that heightened fight or flight. Okay. Were you able to yawn? Were you able to get the body reactions? Olivia, let me know. And let me know on a scale of 1 to 10 from where you are to the activation. 10 being, oh, I feel great, I can go run a marathon. Where you feel like you are now. So good. Deep breath. Okay, cool, Shelly, cool. That's not even the exercise. We didn't even do the exercise. This is just one of those immediate, I recognize that my system is activated. I recognize that I'm in the middle of a trauma response. I need to flip my central nervous system into my parasympathetic, or it'll just hang on, right? So that's like the immediate. That's like when you're like in the panic, oh my God, here it comes. We have to activate the parasympathetic nervous system and just calm down a little bit, right? Just out of that system, get out of the fight or flight response, okay? And so now the next piece is now that we're in a space where we can focus, where we are calm. Yes, I got a deep breath. I'm at a 6. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. So now what I'm going to invite you to do is close your eyes, because we weren't going to be able to do this if we're still activated, right? So close your eyes and find out where that tension is in your body. Like I said earlier, mine is usually in my chest. So, or is it in your chest? You have tension in your chest. You can't breathe. Is there pain happening? Is there constriction? Does the back of your neck hurt? Find the tension. And it just may be all over, right? And then pull your breath in and pull it into your heart space, your divine line. So the first thing we're going to do is get centered. And we can do this now because we activated the vagus nerve. We're in the right system for it. And just take a couple of deep breaths here. And just notice being in this line in and of itself is already starting to move some stuff around. And then now on your next breath, drop in and drop into the areas of tension. So if my chest was activated, I would be closing my eyes, taking my breaths, and then dropping into my chest. And putting my attention, my focus, my awareness into the chest area. And what we're doing is we're bringing that energy to the area that is reacting. And again, if you're on Facebook, I cannot see comments. Please join us here on Instagram and I can help you out. And as you place your energy, your focus, your attention on that area, notice if it shifts a little bit just by putting your attention on it. And then we activate healing streams. That's what I like to do. It's not necessary, but I like to activate healing streams. God, source, creator, higher self. Activate healing streams, come in and around this area of tension and bring in healing. I just like to do that because I focus a lot of my work on energy. And then what we do is, if it's clearing and it's relaxed, then just stay here. But what I like to do is ask, okay, if I still have tension, what do I need to do to release this? And I ask that tension, right? Because we're not aware. It could be a little self, a little fragment, a little trauma self that's been activated here, and we're not aware of it. So I like to bring my attention and awareness to it and then ask it, what do you need to do to release this? Or what do you need from me? There you go. And just by asking the question sometimes is just helpful. Like sometimes you may not need to do anything other than just ask that question. And if we need to do something, you might even get an answer. I need love, or I need blah, blah. Right now you're talking to that little trauma self aspect. So with your imagination, imagine those healing streams are wrapping around that little self in a golden or pink iridescent blanket of love. Wrapping it up. You can imagine that you're holding it if you want. And we put our attention on it and we ask again, what do you need? What can I do? How can I help? And if you just sit there with it, it may give you an answer. First thoughts, don't overthink it. Like, oh, she said I needed a hug. That can't be right. That's exactly what you need. First thoughts, don't overthink it. Don't judge it. Just do it. And sit there for as long as you need in order for it to start to dissipate. And with your imagination, you can send it love. You can send it a hug. You can, maybe it wants to go to sleep. I just want to go to sleep. You could put it to sleep. Maybe it dissolves. Maybe like you open the blanket and poof, it's gone. There you go. And you can stay in this moment for as long as you like, for as long as you need. And let us know how you feel, where you're at. So, Olivia, are you still at a 6 or have we moved up the scale? Let us know. I can feel in your field a little bit more of a state of calm, centeredness. Let me know. Shelly says, that was powerful release. Thank you. You're welcome. It wanted me to continue to deeply breathe. Perfect. And sometimes that's it. And Olivia feels better. And sometimes that's all we need. Right? We just need to breathe, because when we're in an activated state of fight or flight, we're not breathing. The anxiety literally cuts off our breath, right? And our breath, thank you. I just heard from the guides, our breath is like the breath of life, right? So when anxiety and fear come in, it cuts off our breath. Here we go. And ironically, this is the type of process we're doing inside of Money Energetics, because we have a lot of trauma related to money that we have absolutely no awareness of. This is all energy. Olivia feels better. I got relief. It's in my head. Yay! I'm so glad. Right? These are the pieces that when we talk about things like money, when we talk about things like manifestation, watch Maurice. Oh, so sorry I came in late. Now I have to leave. Seems like something I sure needed. Oh, good. I'm glad. I'll try and repost it. Maybe you can watch the replay. Have a great day. So this is some of the things that we come up across when we deal with money and manifestation. These are the areas that when we say, I want 10K a month, right? And our body goes into a response, right? Or you get nervous, or money starts to show up and we have anxiety, right? These are the areas in where we're not able to hold them. Our nervous system is literally not able to hold these increases in money, because it literally activates us, right? It makes us nervous. It puts us into a state of anxiety. And if we can't hold the manifestations that we want to create, if we can't hold the money that we want in our bodies, we can't allow that money to come through. So we're doing a lot of this type of work moving forward in all of our money programs and working on the energetics, the nervous system regulations, the traumatized selves, the little aspects of us. And ironically, sometimes these release pain from the body. I know, it's all weird. It's all like intertwined. But like, how amazing is it that you could sit here and just breathe with me and feel better? Is that like not cool? I mean, how cool is that? So we're going to be offering a couple programs over the next couple of weeks. Right now, Money Energetics is live. It's $57 to join if you'd like to come and work on expanding your central nervous system and your money channels. Feel free to DM me. But this is the type of exercise, the type of work that we do. This is really kind of our mastery, our gift, if you will, so to speak, is to be able to find those areas of energetics and how it works to release trauma, but also open your channels to bring in more, to hold more, to manifest more. And with that, we get to create our dreams, realize our goals, and not have to be in this kind of fight or flight system that is stemming from unresolved trauma we have no idea that we even have. So Shelly says, truly, it's awesome. I'm so happy. Thank you. I'm so glad you got such a release. That is amazing. That is amazing. I wasn't even going to do a live today, but I'm sitting here and I got the hit and I was like, okay, I'll hop on. We'll see what's going on. So that's it, you guys. That's what we do. If you're new to me, please come and like and follow and, learn a little bit more about what we do. If you'd like to join us for Money Energetics, feel free to do so. I'm so glad you did. Check us out. Give us a like and a follow. And I hope to see you guys soon somewhere on our social media channels. Have a great day, you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.